Okay, good afternoon all. Hope everyone is well. Karina, good morning to you. So, we got very little volume overnight. Sorry, I'm not fully quite with it yet. So, yeah, very little volume overnight. So we're more or less kind of ranging at the moment. It's hard to know exactly what we're doing. Channel down to attempts. It looks like we're going to push down below this area, but it's a bit early. Actually, we've made a few attempts to push up. So we'll see how we get on anyway today. So sorry if I'm a bit croaky. I had my surgery yesterday afternoon, so I've not kind of fully recovered yet. I've got a bit of a sore throat and a sore stomach as well. But I don't feel too bad. I feel okay to trade actually, so that's good. So we've got some news coming up in about 20 minutes, which we're going to keep an eye on. Bart, how you doing, my friend? Yeah, I'm okay to trade. I'm sore all around my stomach, as you're going to guess. I've got 4 holes in me, but I'm just sitting down, so I feel all right, actually. I feel certainly fine to trade. I got a sore throat and a bit of a sore jaw. Apart from that, I'm okay. I'm good enough. It's hard to know what's going on at the moment. I thought when we pushed up, we had a bounce off here. I thought this was going up to test these tops. I very nearly got into a trade there. It wouldn't have worked actually. I usually go for 3 points. Tick above it. It wouldn't have worked. We had a channel up here. Now on here on the left side, I've got it has already got a break and a new high. So whether it had or not, and there just wasn't enough people trying to push this up, it's hard to say at the moment. So technically on this chart, there's a second entry short there, but it's a bit sideways. So I'm not super sure exactly what we're doing. So I'm certainly going to avoid a trade here. It may well come down, but what I'm seeing here is we've got a push up and we've come down and we've got a really good strong bull bar there. So whether this bottom is going to hold or what, I'm not so sure. I'm not convinced this thing's going to come down certainly below these lows. It may do, but who knows? So I'm just sort of sitting tight at the minute. We've got a great new low. Actually, there is a failure here, possible failure. Second entry short triggered. It's very tempting, this. Trouble is it's in the middle here, so you just don't know. It just doesn't seem to know where it wants to do, and it's got an habit of getting a bit trappy when that happens. Disco, how you doing, buddy? Quick question, guys. This on Replicanto, there is an ATM button, a little triangular button, which you can select as well. Do you have to select that when you're... I mean, I can trade okay, fine, but what I'm finding, it happened the other day, there was a couple of accounts left open and they reversed. So I'm not sure There's a higher low here. I'm not sure whether we need to, what exactly what that does. So I'm going to have to look into it. I just wondered if anybody knew. So channel break, new low. There is a higher low there. On this chart, you can say it's kind of a possible failure, but I'm not too sure at the moment. This is just a bit unclear. Can get you in a spot of bother. Yeah, it's just, there's nothing you can do with this at the moment. Yeah, it does look like it's certainly testing this area. Okay. Excuse me, just a sec. All right, I'm just asking a question. Okay, it does look like we're just ranging at the moment.
Order submitted.
See what this one's like. Oh, I don't like that. Don't like the bar.
Order cancelled.
It's a bit smaller here, but we're already halfway down this bar. It's gonna have to be a higher low off this if we get anything. Okay, we've got some news coming up. 5 minutes. Two legs down, bullish bar. We've come back. We took quite a lot of heat there, so I'm going to leave that alone. It's concerned me a little bit, that has. If we get a higher low, that might be a better option. Trouble is, we're not quite at the lows yet. That's what concerns me a bit. It does look like it's working. See if we get a higher low. Yeah, I got this. I got them up here. I should get a red flash in 2 minutes before in a couple of minutes. Okay, so it did work that. It just, I don't know. Is this the low? Is this the low? Where's it going to go? So it's just one of those things, isn't it? There is a higher low there, but we're getting very close to that. We're getting very close to the very close to the news. I will say, at the moment, we still got plenty of orders here. I always find, okay, see, I'm starting to go back. It's a good judgment of what this news is likely to be like. Okay, so we've got news in 2 minutes. See how this is all starting to go black now. It was like that about 30 seconds ago. So people are getting out of positions now. So that's usually a good indication of what this news is likely to be like. You can see it's going dark. It will go darker as well, I think. Okay, so we've got a channel, so I think there's a good chance we get up here. Obviously, news pending, so news is coming up in about less than a minute. So okay, you can see all these orders are getting ditched. So I'm guessing it may flicker around a little bit. We got two lots actually. We got some medium impact and some high impact as well. And we got Trump speaking at 4, and that's if he's on time. So news in about 15 seconds. You can see all these orders have been ditched, or a good chunk of them. There is some left. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. I'm guessing it's going to flicker around. It hasn't really done much, so it's not done a huge amount. So you can see we got a level up here, which is it's bouncing off. So I'm just wondering, as we're in this channel here, whether this thing is going to push up. Thing is, if you look at that, there's an overshoot there, so this may still come down. So if we can get a lower high, I may have a go at that. 1, 2, 3, triple test. Trouble is, on this chart, it looks like it's still within it, so it's hard to know. Or maybe it's not. Maybe as that's popped over, it's allowed it to come out a little bit. See if we get a lower high, it may just come rushing down. Little Hammer, how you doing, buddy? Okay, what's going on here? This thing going to come rocketing down, looks like it, doesn't it? Didn't get a lower high, really. There is a lower high there. It's probably going to come down, but the size of it. It's a bit late anyway now, to be fair. I mean, I'm not getting involved in that. It's ridiculous. 22 ticks, tick above, tick below. Rough start for Alpine, is it really? He's been having a rough time of it lately. He's only just come back, hasn't he, after a week off or something like that? He can make money and his trades work pretty well. But when he tends to take a loss, he tends to get hammered. So he's just got to try and find a way of limiting the amount of damage it does. Because it can go 8-10 days without a single loss. Well, without without doing any damage, he can seem to make money, but then he tends to get battered. Yeah, he has a bit. Luckily, it's only on some of his accounts. Apex ones, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he's blown those, hasn't he? But at least he's got the other ones, so I suppose the damage is minimal. Channel, break, new low. I'd like 2 pushes down to a new low. I'd like it to get a little bit lower than this. I mean, we could have 2 pushes down, but there's only 1 on this, so I'd like it to come down a little bit further. It's like we're going to. As we've had a break out the top, we had a break out the bottom there. So break out the bottom, break out the top. What's going on here? It's hard to trade this stuff, really. I'd like this to come down, I would, and at least touch this line. I will say, if we wouldn't have had the news, I think I'd have had a go at that. I like the fact that we've had 2 nice measured legs down there and a good strong bounce off there, and it worked really well, actually. But we were a few minutes away from the news, so you never know. Sometimes before the news, a thing might decide to trigger and then start to go a bit sideways. So I'm wondering if there is. No, I was going to say if there's a bigger channel down there, but we've already had a break in a new low. Maybe there is. It looks like one channel on the left side. Is this pushing up? It looks like it is. Trouble is, you never know how far this thing's going to come down and bounce before it decides to work up. At the moment, we are just going up and down. Now, we've had a break out the bottom. More often than not, we'll get an opposite one the other side, which we did. So I'm not expecting one down here. If we hadn't had that there, I'd be expecting a breakout down the bottom, in which case I'd still be looking for a short here. But this to me looks like it's pushing up. How far it'll go, who knows, because we didn't quite get down as low. But what I will say is if I... if I bring this down here, it is, I mean, that just might be a breakout that's failed. So this is probably just it. Unfortunately, we didn't get a bull bar there, really. We didn't get a setup to take off. I mean, we did have a channel down and a break, 2 pushes to a new low, or a new low and a retest. And that's obviously enough. So there is, trouble is, we've got different levels here. We've got 2 different levels here. We've got 2 different levels up here. So it's a bit all over the place at the minute. We've got 2 levels here. So it's kind of finding some of which kind of fits the best. I think that's probably somewhere close. Breakout down the bottom, matching one at the top. Now, you could argue we've already had a breakout there, but you've got to be so careful. I mean, if these bounce at the same place every time and we get 2 nice legs, they generally work pretty well. Although I spent such a long time avoiding ranges, or I would wait for, something further down. I was just never that comfortable taking them, but I suppose there's a bunch of different types of setups with Pats. And you know what I mean? Triple tests I avoided for ages. Now I like triple tests. I think they're really, when you get one, and they're really good. I started off with, in fact, I much prefer higher lows and lower highs than second entries. Now I find second entries not as reliable unless they're really strong. But there are a bunch of setups, aren't there? There's obviously failures. Failures I tend to use a little. Triple tests and higher lows, I think. There was kind of a triple test there, but we didn't really get a signal bar, and we didn't on this side either. But it did work. Unfortunately, yeah, it looked like it went up 3 times, and then we had a bearish bar, but then we had the wick. But unless it breaks above here, there's no real setup. That's the downside to Pats. A lot of traders may say if price gets up here, if price hits this line or this level 3 times, they'll just take a short. We do that, but then we have to wait for an actual setup. So we've kind of got to sort of check it and double check it. And unfortunately, we don't always get that way. Sometimes it'll hit a level and then just come tumbling down. Other traders that may get in here, but because we haven't got a setup, we've got to kind of miss out on it. But I suppose that gives us the benefit of having a reasonably high win rate, or able to get a reasonably high win rate. So there's nothing we can do here, really. We need to break this again, really. But because it's ranging, once it starts to move, sometimes it'll just come down. It did there. We didn't get a setup. I wanted a lower high there because you could have adjusted that channel, but we just didn't get it. There's just nothing we can really do here. There is a possible lower high there, but is this going to come down? Who knows? So you could argue there's a small overshoot there. If you look at this side here, we got a little channel there with a break and a new high. So you can look at this from both ways. That looks kind of nice to me, and then we have a small break and a new high, and on this there's an overshoot. Now, to me, this is played out, and to me, there's an overshoot. An overshoot, obviously, a lot of times means movement in the opposite direction. So, speedy heyday, my friend. So, I'd like to think price is probably going to go down. Whenever we've been up here, we did the same sort of thing there. We came down, we went up, we came down, then eventually we dropped. There is a second entry short there, but look, it's triggered it and pushed up. So that's why you got to be so careful there. Price can give you these little things. It's hard to know. I just wouldn't want to get in, unfortunately. But if people did trade that as a lower high, thinking there's going to be bull stop, the second it triggered, it completely reversed. So they just dangle in front. It's almost like a carrot in front of a donkey there. But I've grown wise to these. Not only that, it's a little bit congested. So I just get a feeling now, and I looked at that, and it's just not for me. But I mean, look at that. It's a little bit sideways. We got two dojis there, and often that just spells trouble. So you really got to try and be patient and get over that sort of stuff. I used to take stuff like that all the time. I don't now. I do get caught out, obviously, from time to time, but after you've seen these setups go wrong a bunch of times, you get these almost like an encyclopedia full of pictures in your head that don't look good. Not only that, we haven't made a new high there, so we could get a second entry long. It made traps and shorts and push even higher. It's so hard to say. But at the moment, it's just a little bit... and if you look on this side, it's a bit clearer, so you've got to be so careful. It could come down, or we could get two legs. We move up two legs, and it may push up. It's going to break out of this thing at some point. And look at this now, see. Two legs down, a bullish bar, but I don't want to go long because we're going long into that. We've bounced a couple of times, so it may, if you go long there, it may start going sideways, and if it's going sideways, you've just gone long right into the top. Chances are it's going to trigger you and come down, but you just never quite know what it's going to do when it starts to go sideways. The fact that it pushed up, hit this line and came down, I'd say now it's more likely going to push down, but you've got to be so careful. When it does tend to move down, it usually does it with a reasonable sized bar. So possible. It's just, you've got to be so careful. If we push down any more below this, then I'd say we're coming down there. But there's still kind of two legs down. We've gone a little bit below the second leg, but what we have done is triggered a bear bar, so it's hard to say. There's a lower high now. If it does get below there, it'll take out a stop there and probably there. So my guess is it's probably going to go down. But that's just it. That's my guess. I don't want to get into it. It can just it just looks to me like it's getting a bit trappy. If it gets below there, it may come down because I'm guessing there's probably going to be a few stops below there. So we are below there now. Let's have a look. Might just come down now. So once it gets so far, chances are it'll find its way down the bottom. I still don't trust it for going for short in there anyway. Once it gets below there, it may just start to come down. Yeah, I think that'll come down below there now. Yeah, chances are okay. So this is Mac's chart. See, he's got the highs up there and the lows down there. Trouble is, how the hell do you short this? Because look at this, every time we hit it, it's in a different place. There is sort of like a common denominator there where it's kind of bouncing, but can you see Mac taking any of these shorts? Doubtful. So see what I mean? If you decided to take that lower high there, look at this, it triggered you and pushed up. That's what I mean. It's starting to look a bit trappy. So you've got to be so careful. It's just not following its normal routine at the moment. It pulls down, goes below there, which I thought it would. Then I thought it would push down, but it didn't. It completely turned, pushed up. So if you took that lower high there, or we got a double tap here, double top here. So you can count this, you can recount it. So you could say there's a second entry long. We trigger, we come down. So that may push down, but it didn't. It was like a double trap there. Trap the long and then turned on the short. So you just got to be careful here. Kind of did the same there. We pushed up and then we pushed down, went a little bit sideways, had a couple of things, and then it decided to drop. But you know, if you took that lower high there, triggered you, went down maybe a point, and then turned, pushed straight up, stopped you out, had two little pushes up, and then down we came. So do I think this is going to come down? More than likely. But it may decide to push up here before it does. But that would be a triple test there, or we got made 3 attempts. If it does come up there, maybe trap some longs, you may sort of say there's a triple test there, and then that might be the kind of straw that breaks the camel's back or whatever. Yeah, it's just stacking up now. It looks even worse on this left side. So bearish bar there, which is triggered. Is that going to push up now? Who knows? See what I mean? It's trappy as hell. So you got a kind of a bearish bar there. You may argue that's a second entry. You've got a channel down there. Second entry short triggers, pushes straight up strong. So it's really trappy at the moment. So there's a higher low there. See if it traps that higher low and pushes down. May just come and try and retest this, but see what happens if it touches this area. So it's very tempting, that is. 1, 2, 3, triple test. Trouble is, look at the size of the damn thing. It's triggered on this side, but I just don't trust price at the moment. It is a triple test. You can argue it's a triple test. It may work, but we've tried to go down here a bunch of times, and it's really struggled. I don't want to lose. There's 14 ticks there, tick above, tick below. 16, I'm not risking 16 ticks for that. What I can see as well is if I look on Bookmap, I can see prices here. There's orders at 10 and above, which right where that bar is. So if I look at the top of that bear bar there, 10 and a quarter. So they start at 10. Look, there's a bunch of, they're getting red and red there. So I think there's more chance of this thing going up. It hasn't triggered on this side, but on the left chart, it has. So you just got to be careful. It doesn't mean it won't come down. If you look at Bookmap, there's orders, there's more or less equal amount of orders here, but I think it may just touch that before it comes down, but it's hard to say. We're getting more aggressive sellers here, so this thing looks like that it may come down. So unfortunately, we didn't get a lower high. But it is a triple test, but I'm not getting in for that much of a bar. It's too expensive. It did trigger on this side, but then it reversed and pushed straight back up. And straight away, you're thinking, is this going up? Taylor's taken that trade. Good on him. Takes a bit of nerve to get into a trade with a bar that big. It's just not for me. So if you go a tick above it and a tick below it, it's about 4.25 points. So I'm not, that's just too much for me. If it went a little bit higher and was a little bit shorter, I may have had a go. Otherwise, I'll wait for the lower high. The lower high is the safer bet, but we just didn't get one, unfortunately. And didn't take it. At least we're below this now anyway, so I'd say there's more chance this is going to come down to this level. It's relatively strong, that. But I'm not getting in here. It may just decide to pull back up to the EMA a little bit more and come down. But I'm guessing as it's doing that, it's more likely going to hit this level. So just a quick glance at this. Bearish bar there worked. Bearish bar here worked. That one, it's not pushed above there, but every strong bearish bar off the top has worked. Can't take that. It's too far off the bottom, and we're still in this channel at the moment. Not just that bull bar there's triggered. Where's that coming down here? I'd be confident that's coming down here. But one thing I like about this channel, break, new low. So if we can get a good strong bullish bar off the bottom here, then I wouldn't mind having a go at that, because we're clearly respecting this level. So if you took it that long there, triggered you straight down, stopped you out. It's very tempting, that. One. A second push down below this would be better for me. So if we can get below this, we'll be channel with a break. 1, 2 pushes to a new low. So I'm going to get an order ready here.
Order submitted.
Why are we? Oh, I haven't changed that over, have I, you nutter? Okay, I'm just going to take a
Order
quick bathroom
canceled.
break for a second. Excuse me just a minute. Okay, sorry. Okay, new low. So we've broken a low there, so a higher low back into the range. It's just no setup here. Same again, really. Just no setup. I just didn't. It's a tick off a doji, so just unfortunately. Nothing we can really do. What I can see as well is a lot of orders around the 701, which is here. So this thing could come tumbling back down. It's hard to say. If you look here, see, this channel looks like in there. If it's coming back and retesting this, we could get 2 legs and it may come further down. It's so hard to say. It's just not willing to risk. The trouble is, sometimes the more you sit here in front of here, and the more you see every time we come down, we push up. And it's very tempting to get into a setup. It's very easy to just let that patience go for a second. You get in, and all of a sudden you're in, you're out, you're down. It's not worth it. The good thing about just sitting here and doing nothing, you're guaranteed not to lose a penny. There's no guarantees in trading, but if you don't take a trade, you are guaranteed not to lose any money. So, trouble is, I'm looking at bookmap here. Where's the kind of strongest area? There's a lot of orders sat down here, isn't there? Equally, there's a lot of orders up there, so it may push back up, but there's not much above 705, which is here. So you just don't know. Second, it's just not clear for me. The simple answer is, if it's not clear, just do nothing. But then we may trap some shorts in. It may push up. Let me just change some of these. Put a proper range in, because I've got a midline there. So let's put that there to there. I'm going to bring this down a bit. So there's a lot of short orders around about the 4, which is right at the midline. So we may have 2 attempts to push our 2 legs up, and this may come down. So hard to say at the moment. Even though it looks like 2 legs, even a bearish bar, it's still trading around the middle of this. It's still so hard. What I will say is if you look at this, we've respected it there, and there. So it's not the easiest to pick eyes. Kirk, how you doing, my friend? Did I? Yeah, absolutely, I did. Yeah, I actually, I actually did it for a month, and then quit my job. I traded on a sim for a month. Yeah, I went to work on a Friday. I was working in the UK in a town called Whitchurch, about 18, 20 miles from where I live. I did 6 months learning to trade currency, and then I moved over to trading futures, and I traded futures for a month. And I was trading just on a sim, and we had quite a strong trend going up that month. And I was trading on a sim, and I just worked out I could have made $1,000 odd this week from working a few hours over the last week. So I thought it's a no-brainer. So I went to work on the Friday. I stopped off at a garage to get a coffee and just decided there and then I've had enough. So I phoned my boss up, said I was jacking my job in. I went home, transferred, I think 3,000 first of my own money into an account, lost it all within a week and a half, 2 weeks, then stuck another 2,000 and lost it all again. And then I kind of just decided to start with the prop firm stuff, and I did the prop firm, and I decided to stream. Will be 3 years, I think, this November, December. I think it was just before Christmas. And I've been streaming ever since. And I've just slowly got better. I lost a ton of money, but I've made more than I've lost. I picked up an affiliate link, which I knew nothing about. So that's given me a little bit of a part-time income as well, which has helped. But yeah, I was a bricklayer. That's kind of it. I wish I was a Chippendale. But no, yeah, that's kind of me. Now, what are we doing here? Is this thing going to come down and tank? I'm guessing it probably will. We just got nothing here. There's no high, lower high. There's nothing. Could you say something more about that? Oh, just basically, yeah. What's your criteria to go into trade? Okay. Now, when I traded currency with a guy called Andrew Lockwood from the UK. He worked in the London Stock Exchange during the 80s and went on to eventually trade his own money. And the thing about currency is you got charts everywhere, multiple time frames, multiple currency pairs. I just found I had charts everywhere. And I saw two American guys trading futures contracts on the S&P 500. One time frame, one chart. And I liked the sound of it. And through them, I came across Mac. Now, Mac is a guy from the US. He's been trading for 25 plus years, and he trades pure price action. I'll show you his website. Sorry, I'll show you his YouTube channel. But he's got a website as well, which you can join for the tiny sum of $125 per year. He's an absolute genuine guy. There's a great Facebook group, which I've been part of now for a little over 4.5 years. So this will explain to you my criteria. Now, this guy, it's hard to explain exactly. And I'm probably not the best one for it. Where are you, Mac? Hold on a second. Let me just make this a bit bigger. Here we go. So, this is the guy, Mac. Now, if I visit his channel and look at his videos, he's got videos going back 13 years. It's pure price action trading, the 2000 tick chart. So if you want to have a flick through these, I suggest you do some early ones. He talks about the trades and so on and so forth. But this is his Facebook group. And really, you can pay such a lot of money to learn to trade. This guy, he's a genuine guy, but he charges $125 per year. It's a no-brainer. I had nothing to lose when I came across this. But there's videos there. He explains everything. There's various. So it's just, I'll leave this a sec so you can always have a look back, but it's just priceactiontradingsystem.com. But you get, there's loads of indicators, things like these, the toolbars, news, bits and pieces. There's all sorts of stuff. So, and I'll show you the Facebook group quickly as well. And when I started on this Facebook group, I posted my charts every day and just asked for feedback. But that's it. This is the Facebook group. There's 8,350 members. And I've been part of this now for over 4.5 years. And we just chit chat daily, mark charts. You'll have people like Marco and Dan that put their charts up here. And it's just a great community. And I've really enjoyed it. And I've just got to know some really nice people. But that's kind of it. And I literally just started streaming just to get to know people. And I've been kind of doing it ever since. So I don't sell anything. I don't do anything. All I do is just trade what I think's right and just chat with people. And that's kind of it. So what are we doing here? Is this coming down or are we coming back to the email? It's so hard to know at the moment. But you know, if you're new or whatever, I would suggest, you know, I don't know how long you've been trading. I would suggest sticking to a sim. Excuse me. Okay, we got Trump coming up. Sticking to a sim for a while. I actually know PA my way. My experience. I like trade the 1 minute chart with trends. Methods. Yeah, the trouble is there's so many different ways to trade. It's kind of a minefield in a way. But what I liked about this after coming from trading currency is it's just one chart. I use a second chart, which is slightly different. But failing this, I look at this for around about 3 to 4 hours a day, and that's it. So it's just so much easier than, you know, having charts absolutely everywhere. That's so tempting. That is. The trouble is it's large again. See if we get a lower high. We'll channel with a break new high. We're bouncing off the right. You know what? I'm going to take
Order submitted.
Trouble is, we may do a. I like it actually. I'm a little bit lower than I kind of wanted to. Trouble is, we come back to the EMA and we've bounced. And that makes me a bit nervous. it's talking, isn't he? Trump's talking at the moment. Tempted to get out of this. Trump's talking at the moment.
Order filled.
Am I out? Okay, so I got a bit there. I forgot Trump's talking. Probably going to work. If you get a lower high, I may get back into it, but I've got a bit anyway. I've got $50 on some, $25 on some other. Everything's closed. Just see if you can see Trump. I forgot about the news about Trump. Trouble is, sometimes when we get a break, we make 2 pushes up. So the thing is, we came back to the EMA and started moving back up. That makes me nervous. Okay, this may be it. Trump addresses top military leaders. I mean, it's not sort of, well, maybe it is. Not sure what's going on at the minute. He's always late. Yeah, it just makes me see. We had this channel going up. We had a break, and we had 1 push to a new high. Often we'll make 2 pushes to a new high. When we came back and bounced there and came back, I started getting a bit nervous. Now it may hold, but I'm quite happy to get out of that. Trouble is, every time we get a bearish bar here, it worked. Bearish bar here, it worked. Bearish bar here. Third time, it looks like it might not work. So, see, looking on this, it's a bit easier to see this. It's a bit tighter, so we've got to push up with a break. 1, push to a new high. Yeah, so I've made a good decision. Get out of there. It's just something about it. The trouble is, you got to think that quick in this business, and it happened that quick, and you kind of, sometimes you snooze, you lose, but then when you've been in it and you start to analyze it a little bit more. So channel break, 2 pushes to a new high. Trouble is, what I will say is we had a break out of this area, so we're likely to get one at the top. It's tempting there. Break out the top, break out the bottom. So tempting. Channel break, 2 pushes to a new high. I just don't like the wick. See if we get a lower high. Channel break, 2 pushes to a new high. So that's played out. It's broke above there as well. It hasn't hit the highs of the day. Yeah, see, looking at book map, there's orders up here, 12 to 15, 15 above here. Up here, there's not as much down here, so just not sure whether it's going to go above here before it comes down. It's so hard to say. See if we get a lower high. I just noticed you've got, I think you've got something else, haven't you? Yeah, I just noticed it, but I was just looking down here. Sorry about the barking. Excuse me a sec. Sorry about the barking. Okay, we got a little matching high here. So tempting. Just not super confident at the moment. I'm just wondering, we've had this with a break, whether we're, let's do it on this side, whether we're doing something like that. There's a higher low there, see. If we look here from here, there's a second entry short stroke failure with a higher low. Now, would I really want to go long up here? I'd say no, but I'm not super confident we're going short either. It is a lower high, but I'm just not sure at the moment. We could get a second entry long. I don't. Possible second entry long there, see. So maybe you just don't know what's going to happen. We may get a failure. We'll see. I wouldn't take a failure here. We've not come down far and we're already starting to pull back up. This is not strong. This is not moving down strong, to be fair. We could break out of this at any time. Now, we've had a break out at the bottom, so I'd expect one out the top, which we have. But you don't know. There's a level up here. You don't know this thing's going to shoot up. But look at that. Second entry long. It's already pushing up. Now, it could. Sorry about the cough and all that. I had some surgery yesterday, so I got 4 holes in my stomach. I had my gallbladder taken out, so they stick that pipe down your throat, don't they? So my throat's been sore all day. So channel down with a break. Just got to be so careful. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm sore. My stomach's all sore. I'm kind of got an airy chest and I'm bowled from the stomach down. Had an hour and 45 minute surgery yesterday. I'm just glad to get it out. It's just been causing me so much grief. I was in hospital for 4 days 6 weeks ago. Worst pain I've ever had. Felt like my stomach was going to burst. So it's out now anyway. So just can't drive for a fortnight. So that's a bit of a pain. But fortunately, because I work from home, it doesn't really matter. Am I still allowed to drink? As in alcohol? I can do, yeah. I mean, I don't drink a huge amount. You know, I went for a phase of drinking a few extra, but no, 1 or 2 double scotches a week. I'll be fine. I think this is going to come down below here. You've got to be so careful, haven't you? You could argue there's a failure there. Trouble is, I expect it to get down below there, but how much lower is it going to go? Not only that, we may have a channel here with a break, and that may be a new low, so it may push up. I'm just not sure at the moment. Uh, 16 ticks that. This one, I think it's set to 3 or 4. Yeah, I don't really think it matters. I've got it set to 3. The main difference is the break at end of day. I don't think that matters too much. What I usually do is try and get them about at least 500 ticks apart, which that's 600. That's $1,000 at the moment. So they're around about 500 ticks apart. That's what I try and get them somewhere at a minimum of, really, which they are at the moment. And that makes a slight difference. So sometimes if you get a nice second entry long, but the signal bar, the context is good, but the signal bar isn't that good, sometimes the signal bar's better on this side. There is a second entry long there. Now, that may well go up at the moment. I just don't know. We've been up here for a while now, and at some point we could get a big push out. My gut feeling, I don't know what I feel at the moment. We've had a break. You can see where this is bouncing, can't you, between here and here? And we've had a break out the bottom, which failed, as you'd expect. Now we've had the opposite one at the top, which you'd expect. So we're down below there at the moment. The trouble is, if I take that short there, at the moment, there's just not enough space for the lows, really. It's just not clear. 1 minute I think this, the next minute I think that, but at the moment it's a little bit congested. If I took that long, I would not expect that to work now. It's come down, but the trouble is, how much is left? There's no room to the lows. See, there's about 3-4 ticks. Now, it may well come down, but it may not. It's very tempting. Trouble is, it's 11 ticks. Okay, so it's broken that, but what's it going to do now? Is it going to continue down? There's just not enough space for the lows, to be honest with you. If I went a tick below there, no, there's less than a point because you go a tick below. You don't know it's going to do that. We could just have a leg and a leg. See, we bounce. All of a sudden, we're starting to pull back already. That's the trouble. Probably going to come down, I think, now, but so it would have worked. That's what it would have to hit for me. Should have taken that. I was very tempted. I should have just taken it. It's just, I'm not a fan of days like this where we're hitting this level, we're hitting this level, we're hitting this level, we're hitting this level. There's different levels. It just makes me nervous. We're down here, we're up here, we're down here, we're up here, we're down even lower. It just makes me nervous trading like this. What do you do? Okay, so just keep in mind this 80% off an $85 PA fee finishes tonight. It's usually Eastern time, I think, usually midnight Eastern time. So my code's there as usual, ukft. If you use it or you have used it, it is appreciated. To pick up some myself, but it never worked. Oh, good for you, mate. Thank you, bud. I appreciate that. Good luck with it. I don't mind the price of them. For me, it's more about the price of the PA fee. It's normally $140. So 85 is good at the moment. $55 cheaper. Thank you, mate. I appreciate that. It all helps. I picked up two myself, but blew them. I tend to trade them a bit too aggressively, so I wouldn't suggest that. I just still have that silly side when it comes to valuations. It is, mate. Yeah, 85. Not per month. They have a one. Yeah, sorry. So they have a one-off fee, which is the lifetime fee, and they have the monthly fee. The monthly fee is $85, and the one-off fee at the moment is $85. So, I mean, I always suggest the one-off fee anyway, because if you keep it longer than a month, you've saved yourself the money anyway. So I only ever use the one-off fee, but the one-off fee at the moment is $85. So that's what makes it particularly good. It's normally 140. Couldn't see that anywhere. I'll show you, bud. Yeah, it does when you go into the details, but if I let me if I show you my email, I might have deleted it, but no, it is. It definitely is. I think I've deleted it. See it. But yeah, it's definitely $85. Ah, here we go. Yeah, ends today. Excuse me. They'll keep the 85 on a bit longer because obviously there's no point in doing it. You can't pass it till the end of it anyway. So yeah, 85 off and 85 lifetime fee. So it usually says something. They usually do it for a few extra days, I think. 4 or 5 extra days, something like that. I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, if they do it up to midnight, yeah. So we're into the following day at midnight, aren't we? So midnight Eastern time. We're what are we 6-7 hours into the day already? So yeah, they won't. No, they won't. It won't be past today. Otherwise, there'd be no point in buying one up to midnight. Trouble is, that's the tricky part. Is he's buying it here. Now we have come up a bit. We may even trap some shorts and it push up, but the trouble is we're below that, but we're not as low as that. Now we've had a breakout there, so you've just got to be so careful. You may say this is a higher low, but then it may trigger you and we may get a lower high and this may come down. So it's just, unfortunately, you could say we're buying off this level, in which case it may push up, or we're buying off this level. That's the trouble. Looks like we're coming down below there anyway. So if you bought there, it may come down and pick you off. What I will say is if we got a channel down there with a break, 1-2 pushes, there's a higher low there, see, so that might sit in on here. That's so tempting. Trouble is we could get a second entry short. See, if I look on Bookmap, there's a load of orders at 97, which is right at this level here. So I think there's more chance price is going to come down to here before it pushes up. That's obviously if it pushes up. So if it gets below there, chances are it's here anyway. It's almost away. He's got a nice runner. I say nice runner. I think he's got it from here somewhere. Maybe this. I think he took the failure. So he had it back there. So he'd be down here some now. So I'm guessing he's probably going to follow that down because when it gets below there, it might not come further down. So certainly 8 points or so, I'd say. So Bookmap quickly. There's those orders here. They're around about 97. Just 97 and just under. So I expect price to get down to there. If it gets down below there, it'll get a bit easier. But I wouldn't consider buying until we got it at least somewhere into that, which it looks like we're probably going to. Right, we've bounced off that now. We're below it a bit now, so it's picking up some of these orders. So it may now start to move up. So it's okay. So all these orders are going. There's a few more down there, which we're picking up now. Yeah, they're gone. So it did kind of what I expected. Now, I'm guessing it's broken the lows of the day there, so it's tempted to take that. I'm going to wait for the higher low. See if we get a higher low here. We might not, but...
Order submitted.
I have a feeling it's just going to push straight up. We've just broke the lows there instantly. Let me just check I'm not missing something here. think so. It does this sometimes, pushes up as small bars, goes that way and has another quick push, which is what it's doing.
Order cancelled.
Yeah, so that's what I was concerned with. I was looking for a bigger chart. Thomas Wade's got that bigger chart there. So whether that's valid or not, it's hard to say, but I think you've got to be aware of it. I was just doing something like that here. So that did work off there. Excuse me just for a second. There is a higher low there, but there's always a possibility there's a channel here. This is 14 ticks. It doesn't even finish yet. So channel break, new high. Can't really take a long here just yet. So we want a couple of bounces here, either a triple test or a second entry long off this area. So if you like this channel down there, there is a second entry short here. So I'd like this to trigger and then give us a short failure to go long. So if this is a channel, we got a channel break new high and a push down below that EMA. So is that going to continue down or what? Who knows? Yeah, just looking at Dan's chart, it's exactly the same as mine. Channel break, new high. So yeah, he's looking at exactly the same. Apart from that, he did took that failure as well. He hasn't taken anything else I can see. It's not the easiest trading day today. So the fact that he's took the one I wish I'd have taken and nothing else. So, so I've got both of these covered. So bigger channel there, channel break, new high. There's a lower high there, so it hasn't triggered as of yet. I wouldn't want to take that, to be fair, because I'm not sure whether it's this with a break in a new low or a bigger channel. I certainly don't really want to short at the moment. We've come right down and made a low, a new low, so I think it's more likely going to continue up rather than down. If we're going by the pattern, every time we get up here, we come down and vice versa. So interesting to see if we trigger this bear bar and then maybe turn. And when I say bear bar, it's a lower high on this chart, see? So it may just be coming down and retesting this area. You can see we've been down here before, so it may be just testing this before it continues up if it does. So I would like to see it trap that short bar, or because there's bound to be people, traders thinking we'll go short. And I'm not saying it won't. It may well come down, but I'd like to see it trigger and then start to move up. But if you look, we are starting to find a bit of support there. So I'd certainly like to see it break below that bear bar, though. That would just kind of seal the deal, and then hopefully a leg and a leg type of a scenario. Let's see if it does. Yeah, I'd like to see something like that, which would get us close to this area. Come on, one more tick. Okay, so we've triggered that bear bar there. So let's see what happens now. You can see we're finding some support here. So if we can get a bit of a bounce there, we may get a move up. I'm not saying it won't come down. There's always a possibility. That is a channel. Down it comes. Trouble is, with this move down, we could also get a penguin style setup, something like that. And then it finds its way down. Who knows? Trouble is, it's stacking up now. So there's a failure there. So I think it's more likely going to come down now. I'm going to
Order
take
submitted.
that. So maybe it is a channel like that. Trouble is, it's triggered me and now it's moving up, which usually means I'm tempted to get out of this. Mind you, if it's coming down there, no, I don't like it. It's come down and stopped that out, and then it's turned. Let's just leave the damn thing. It's going to stop me out for sure. 100%. It's going sideways, so I want to get out of this. Come on. Come on. See.
Order filled.
Right. Okay. I'm just not a fan of it, I've got to say. It's going sideways now. Looked good for a minute. I took it there because I thought it's triggered that and it's coming down to the lows. It may well do. The trouble is now it's stacking up, so I just want out of it. It may well come down. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but I'm not interested. I'm not a massive fan of range days. Sometimes they can be all right, but the trouble is every time we're at the top, we're hitting at a different level. So it's just not a fan of it when it does that. It just makes me nervous trading days like this. See, what I'm seeing here is there's a second entry long stroke failure. And then all of a sudden on this, I'm liking it here. I'm thinking, it looks okay. And all of a sudden then it starts to pull back up and nearly take me out. And now it's going sideways. So the safest bet, I think look at it. 1 minute it goes down, next minute it goes up. I think the safest bet is just to get out of it. Who knows? It may come down, but when it starts to do that, I lose confidence. I think I made the right decision to get out because it's just stacking up now. So I've been in a tick above there, but I do like the way it triggered here, and then it became a failure. But it pushed down, stopped that out, and instead of coming down to the lows, which I thought it might do, basically crossed over, pushed up, nearly took me out, and then started to come down, but I got out and then it triggered it, pushed back up. So it's clearly just dropping sideways. And when it does this, it gets very trappy. So I'm pretty confident if I'd have stayed in that trade, it would take me out. But you just never know. The safest option, if I get out of this, I've got out of it for a tick. So what's that? I trade in some of my accounts, 2 contracts, some 1. So I've got out for between $25 and $12 per account. So I've made a little bit and more than covered me commissions. There you go. So it would have stopped me out. See, we got this down here. As I mentioned earlier, leg and a leg. It could do a penguin style setup. It could be a leg and a leg. And down again, possibly. So if I'd have stayed in that, I'd have ended up losing that. So it was a good decision to get out of it. See, if we can push up to here, 1, 2, 3, we may get a triple test. In which case, then it may come low. But the trouble is, with this move down, we've already broken the lows. Channel break, new low, higher low. Is this going to go up? Certainly think it possibly will go up to there, but I don't know how far it might go. Trouble is, we're getting a bit of a range here, so may come up here, trigger this, and come down. It's that high or low there is such a big bar again. So if you went a tick above it, tick below it, the size of it, it's 5¼ points. I'm not risking 5¼ points. Not at the moment. I'm just not very confident in today, to be fair. Actually, okay, 2 legs up. See if we can get a lower high here. Oh, I don't know what's going on today. It's not easy. I don't know whether this is just going to continue up to here or it's going to come down. See, I wouldn't want to go long there. So if this triggers and comes down bearish, my guess it's going to stop that out. If it does, it'll get to the EMA. That's certainly closed in the lower third, I will say. It's pushed above that measured move. Come down, but sometimes it'll go up, it'll go across, and it'll go up again. Okay, so is this thing dropping now? Ugh. So a little bit of sideways there. Pushed out of it, bearish bar dropped down, triggered that bearish bar. Where's this going? I'm guessing it's going up. Trouble is, there's not much room till we're finding some support once it gets above here, which it's probably going to do before it closes. Trouble is, even if we take it a tick above there, there's only 2 points to the top. Well, what could be the top may go a bit higher, but it's hard to say. I'm just not a fan of today, I got to say. Break, new high. Oh, shit. Still think this is likely to go up. Most of the orders, apart from 702 down here, are up here around the 10s and 12s. So I still think it's likely to hit this level. I just haven't found much lately. Well, I've been off for a few days anyway. I've just had surgery, so I've been a bit out of touch lately, but I just haven't seen much lately, to be fair. I think I took one trade last week. Where are we now? I didn't trade yesterday. I had surgery yesterday. It was a quiet week last week. Week before, I took about 3... Was I about 450 up? So I was about 3 trades up the week before. So at the end of the day, the way I see it is if I on half my accounts, I go for 1 contract. The half, I go for 2 contracts. Okay. Right. Okay. There's a reason for that. I had, I think, about 9, did I have about 10 accounts? 9 of them, I had a payment every month, January, February, March, April, May, and June. There was some stuff going on at home. I had a couple of bad trades after that payment in June. I was in a trade and I panicked, wasn't a good frame of mind, and I moved my stop. Price came towards me, panicked, moved it again. This time I was about $800 or $900 down. There's only one way you go there, so I ended blowing all those accounts. I've now got 10 more accounts, which I've had for about 6 weeks now. And they're all around $2,000. I think there's 2 $1,900, and I think there's a few at $2,200. So they're all about $2,000. So I'm getting them all up to $3,000 so I can start taking money out of them again. But I had six in a row, 6 months in a row. So I did really well, but that's why I haven't had a payment for a while, to be fair. So I've just been taking me time and just slowing things down, and it's been working. But unfortunately, it takes a bit of time to get up there. But I've just gone super strict with me trading, really. If something's not right, I'll just leave it or get out of it. But week before last was good. I had a really good week. I had because some of them I'm trading a little bit more. I had 450 or 425 up on half of them and 850 up on the others. But I took one trade all last week. I think I got into maybe one or two and got out of them. I think one worked, one didn't. So it's just, I've just found it a bit hard lately. There hasn't been super amounts of setups. But you've just got to kind of follow what you do, and I think the more you hear, the more you trade in, the more you're learning and improving, and so on and so forth. Yes, kind of how it is. Let's see if we can get maybe a higher low here or a second entry long. I'd like this to come down a bit lower, but if it doesn't feel right, I just leave it. But I think realistically, another month or so, I'm looking to see what it is the Apex accounts, PA accounts, I'm trading 2 contracts. The Traderify accounts, I'm trading 1 contract. Yeah, it is, yeah. The Traderify, I'm trading 1 contract. So when the Traderify accounts get to 3,000, I can take $2,000 from each one, minus 10%, which you pay, so I can get $9,000 from them. When I get to that level, the Apex PA should be at $4,000. I can take 10,000. So I'm looking when I get there to take about $19,000 in one go. But I'm trying not to focus on the money. I'm just trying to play the game. Just play the game of trading. If I see a trade, take it. If it doesn't feel right, leave it, and so on. And then when the time comes, I'll make a withdrawal, and that'll get me up a little bit. But I've made more than last year, more than the year before, so it's much better. I like this. There's a second entry long off the midline there. I don't think that's that bad. We haven't got to the top, so let's see how this finishes. We're not far off point wise either, so I like the fact that it's bounced off the midline, and if that ends up looking right, I'll take that. Bar's crap. The only thing I can say is this is a little better. If it closes above here, I'll have a go at that. I like the way it is a second entry long. 10. See, I like that. Touch, touch, touch. 2 legs down, bounced off the midline. Okay.
Order submitted.
I'm leaving this now. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it's not a huge risk. I like the setup. It's 2 legs down. We'll see. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I can't keep getting out trades. I think I'm better off just leaving them. This doesn't look like it's working anyway. Finish in the top third, so we'll see. Channel break, new high. 2 attempts to go lower. We haven't hit the highs, so in this one here, we got 2 legs down, so we'll just see. Not a huge risk anyway. It's relatively small, so I'm just going to leave the damn thing. It's 2 legs down, bounced off the midline, which I like. There is a higher low there. See if it triggers above the higher low. And this could be a higher low here. So we'll see. If it pushes up above here, we'll be all right, I think. Otherwise, we won't. Trouble is, it's going sideways again. That's the trouble. I don't like the way it's triggered it, and now it's going sideways. See, looking at the one thing I got on my side is most of the orders are up here, so I think it's got more chance. So 7 up here. So we'll see. Who knows? It may come down and get me. I'm not worried about it anyway. It's just you've got to take what you take and then see what happens. Trouble is, it's starting to stack up. That's the problem. And we pushed up there. We haven't got to the top either, so we're a bit short of the top. So it was 2 legs down. I liked it. I thought it was okay. So we'll see. I'm not a fan of these types of days anyway. It's so choppy. See, to me, we push up in this, we make a break, we make 2 attempts to go down, we get a higher low here, which tells me we're pushing up towards the top. So we're in a channel here, we got 2 legs down, and I like it. That is better. So it's a it looks like a bigger channel up, and we've got a second entry long. Now the bar's not fantastic here, but it's better here. So it's just one of those things, isn't it? It's a second entry long. I don't know. Do I get out of it? I think I might just get out of it if it lets me.
Order filled.
Okay, I'm out of it again. It's a higher low now, see? So, oh, shit.
Order filled.
Oh, okay. So it may be a better option to go in long now. Okay, I actually
Order
prefer
submitted.
that. It's a higher low. It's a higher low. So 2 legs down, higher low, but it looks like it's coming back on me. You're damned if you do and damned if you don't, to be honest with you. That would be a failure. Oh, yeah, it is a bit messy in it. Do I just get out of it again or what? Think about it, I don't know. It is 2 legs down and it is a higher low. What's the risk? Let's just get out of it, if it'll let me.
Order filled.
We're out of it again. Ah. It's probably going to work. It's just... Well, I went in there, didn't I? But then we had a higher low. So 2 legs down, it never stopped that out, which is always encouraging. And then we get the higher low. So it's just one of those things, isn't it? Well, what I will say over the day, What am I up? So I'm up about, after fees, I'm up just under $100 on my 5 Apex PA accounts, and I'm up $40 per account on my 5 Traderify accounts. What I will say is, if you look here, we got 1, 2, 3. So it's a triple test. 1, 2, 3, a triple test. So I think it's probably going to work. But it's one of those things, isn't it? To get into it, it is a higher low, and it's probably going to break above these highs here. But once it starts to go, I don't know, once you get into these things and you find the day just a little bit untrustworthy, what do you do? What do you do? It's just not been an easy day today, to be fair. It's just been a bit awkward. I think the only one I wish I'd have had was this, the failure, which worked. But we got a touch here, touch here, touch here. So that's confirmed the channel. It looks okay. And then we have 2 legs down. We go a bit sideways, but then you could argue we've got 1, 2, 3 triple test, big bullish bar, which didn't trigger, unfortunately, on the first one. But then that is a second entry. No, tell a lie, it's not actually, is it? But we got 2 legs down, and we got a second entry long. Price comes down, but it doesn't stop below there. And then we get a higher low, and that starts to work up. But it's just one of those things, isn't it, today? It's not been an easy day. In fact, I'm done in a minute anyway, at least. What am I up? 93, so I'm up 480. 500. I'm up $500 or $600 over all my accounts, which is not huge. It's working. I'm pretty sure it'll push above all this, but the trouble is, once you start getting into some of these trades, so that's where it would have to hit, which I'm pretty sure it will. So I've got to get another tick. So it's hit 3 points. I'm pretty sure it'll push up. So it would have worked. But the trouble is, because I got him with the first one, and then yeah, so that would have worked. Got to 3.25 points. But the trouble is, once I think sometimes when you lose your mojo, sometimes it worked comfortably. But we had the channel, we had 2 legs down, and it worked. It did what I thought it would do. But the trouble is, the first one spooked me. Second one, what do you do? So it is what it is. And not only that, Bookmap was looking good as well. There wasn't much in the way of orders. The stronger orders were up here. And it did kind of what it says on the tin, but it's one of those things. Sometimes if you get out of trades, it spooks you a bit. I mean, look at that. How frustrating is that? You can't win, can you? Okay, so I'm done for today. I've had enough anyway. At least I'm up some. I'm up $600-ish on all my accounts. So it's not been I'm not felt brilliant today. I still feel rough from that surgery I had yesterday. So I'm going to leave you guys to it anyway. I'm going to go and have some dinner, put my feet up. So where are we? Wednesday tomorrow. So I'll be back tomorrow. You're carrying on trading. Best of luck. Not an easy day today. It's ranging, but it's also quite choppy. So it's just one of those things. But there you go. I'll leave you to it. You're welcome, mate. Yeah, see you too. I'll be back tomorrow. Have a great evening. Stay safe. We'll catch up tomorrow. Bye for now.